Okay, guys, so we are going to try a new way of note taking because what I'm noticing is that some people will go really, really fast and then other people just need a little bit more time. So, as a way to meet in the middle, we're going to try virtual note taking. So, whatever I have on my page here, I want you to have on your notes as well. So, at this point, you've already set up your title page. And now you're on your note-taking section. So here is our learning target for the next few days. Let's put an LT for learning target. I will be able to write, add, and subtract numbers in scientific notation. And understand what is meant by the term leading digit. Okay, I am going to highlight leading digit and scientific notation because those are going to be our main focuses. Remember, this is our learning target for the week. So we are not going to complete this learning target, all of it, today. Our big vocabulary word for today that we're going to learn is leading digit. Okay. So leading digit is the leftmost digit in a number expressed with scientific notation. So this would be what it would be written out as in a definition. Remember, expressed is another way of saying to show with okay. And an example of that would be, so for example, if I have a number written out in scientific notation, 2.34 times 10 to the second power. This number I'm going to highlight. You can either circle or highlight. This number right here would be your leading digit. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, our next sequence and a step that we're going to do is we are going to create the setup for when we add or subtract scientific notation. If we were to do it all at once today, it would be a lot of information, and it would probably take us about an hour and a half to do the whole thing. So today, we're just going to focus on the setup that's needed in order to be able to add or subtract numbers with scientific notation. What we've been doing in the past is we have been approximating the difference between two numbers with scientific notation, so figuring out how many times different a number is than another. But now we're just going to focus on adding and subtracting. So let me show you what our setup will be. We're going to do two problems. so that's just for you and your notes so that way you know what exactly we're going to have. So for example, here's our number 1 problem. If we have 2 numbers written already in scientific notation, so 3.5 times 10 to the 7th power, and then I have 2.3 times 10 to the 4th power. I want to add these. Okay, so pretty basic, our first step. 3.5 times 10 to the 7th power plus 2.3 times 10 to the 4th power. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I see I have 7 as an exponent and I have 4 as an exponent. In order for me to be able to add, I need to make it so that I only have my exponents with 10 to the 4th power. So stick with me on this part, guys. So since I have my scientific notation here, that is 2.3 times 10 to the 4th power. And my exponent right here is the smallest out of the two, 10 to the 4th power and then 10 to the 7th power. I'm going to keep this scientific notation the same. But this one here, I'm going to have to change around just a little bit. So let's rewrite right here, making sure we have space for my bigger number that's written in scientific notation, and I'm going to write my smaller number that's written in scientific notation. I know that it's the smaller number because it has the smaller exponent. And now here's the step right here. I have 10 to the 7th power right here equals, we've got our 10 to the 4th power that we're trying to make it like. But I know that I have 10 to the 7th power and I can't take a certain amount out of 10 to the 7th. But what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite it. 10 to the 4th times 10 to the what? What number do we need in order to get to 10 to the 7th? Now you already know that if you see multiplication with your base numbers, that your exponents, they're going to be added. So what exponent do I need to add to the exponent 4 in order to get my exponent 7? 4 plus 4 equals 8, 4 plus 1 equals 5, 4 plus 3 equals 7. Okay, there we go. There's my 3 here. So now I'm going to take that information and I'm rewriting my scientific notation to be 3.5 times 10 to the 3rd, put that in parentheses, times 10 to the 4th. Okay. All right, guys. So do we see here how I've got 10 to the 4th power and then my 10 to the 3rd power, and now I'm just redistributing them, but in different places. So it's the same amount, we're just writing it in a different way. And now I take this section right here and I plug it back in right here to my problem. So basically we're just rewriting the problem. 3.5 times 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 4th. Okay, so we're just working on setup. We're going to do one more problem with setup. All right, here's my number 2. I've got 2.6 times 10 to the 5th power, and this time we're going to do subtraction. So now here's my next set of scientific notation, 6.9 times 10 to the 2nd power. My smaller number written in scientific notation is 6.9 times 10 to the 2nd power. I know that even though this number here is bigger than this number here, I still know that it's bigger because I've got 10 to the 2nd power versus 10 to the 5th power. So I'm going to take my smaller number written in scientific notation, 6.9 times 10 to the 2nd. And now the one that I have to rewrite in order to create the same exponential power is right here. So I've got my 10 to the 5th equals 10 to the 2nd, there we go, times 10 to what power? What would this need to be? So remember multiplication of my bases. What do I need to do for my exponents? I have to add my exponents. So 2 plus 3 is going to equal 5. So now bring it down, and I take my 2.6. We're rewriting my scientific notation just a little differently. 10 to the 3rd power times 10 to the 2nd power. And I take that rewritten, and here we are, creating the setup. Today we're just working on the setup. Tomorrow we're going to work on solving them. All right, that's it for today. Please try the U-Tries in your GDoc. Once you're done with the U-Tries, you can start on Khan Academy. Make sure that I look over the U-Tries for you, but you're going to be doing the U-Tries in your notes. All right, that's it for today.